Everyone starts from somewhere, and for most people, that somewhere is not impressive. No capital, no connections, no inheritance, sometimes no stable income and no clear path forward. If you have ever looked at your situation and thought, I have nothing to work with, this episode is for you. Because today, we're going to talk about the most honest, practical framework for building income from the ground up in Nigeria. And we're going to ground it in a real story. A story that proves the principle in a way that no amount of theory can. Adaeze's starting point. Adaeze was 24. She had a Polytechnic OND in business administration. No degree, no NYSC posting she could use, no family money, and no job. What she had was a phone with internet, a small notebook, and a question she would not stop asking herself. What problem can I solve for someone close enough to me to pay me for it? She noticed something. The small business owners in her market, the fabric sellers, the foodstuff traders, the cosmetics retailers, were doing strong business, but almost none of them had any social media presence. When she asked a few why, the answer was the same. They didn't know how to do it, and they didn't have time to learn. Adaeze did not know how to manage social media professionally either. Not yet. The zero capital skill investment. She spent 2 weeks watching free YouTube content, not broad entrepreneurship content, but very specific. How to photograph products with a phone, how to write captions that sell, how to run Instagram and Facebook pages for small retail businesses. 2 weeks, no money spent, only time. Then she walked into the market, identified a fabric seller whose business she admired, and made an offer. Let me manage your Instagram for 1 month for free. If you like the results, we discuss payment. The seller, with nothing to lose, agreed. At the end of the month, the seller had 200 new followers and had received 2 inquiries that converted to sales directly from Instagram, something that had never happened before. Adaeze asked for 15,000 naira a month to continue. The seller said yes. Scaling from one to many. With 1 paying client and proof of concept, Adaeze went back to the market. This time, she had something to show. Screenshots of the growth, screenshots of the sales inquiries, a 1-page summary of what she had done. Within 3 months, she had 5 clients at an average of 12,000 to 18,000 naira per month each. Her monthly income from what had started as absolutely nothing, between 60,000 and 90,000 naira, more than many graduates with full-time employment. She was 24. She had an OND. She had started with a phone, free YouTube videos, and a question. The framework behind Adaeze's success. Let me break down exactly what Adaeze did so you can replicate the principle in your own context. Step 1. She identified a specific, real problem in a community she already had access to. Not a theoretical problem, not something she read about, a problem she could see with her own eyes in her own environment. The market traders around her needed digital marketing help and had no one providing it affordably. Your version of this is somewhere near you right now. Look for problems in the communities you already belong to, your neighborhood, your church, your old school network, your trade association. Problems that people would pay someone to solve. Step 2. She acquired the minimal viable skill for free before asking for money. 2 weeks, free resources, targeted learning, not a course certificate, not a diploma, just the specific skills required to deliver one clear result for one specific type of client. The internet has made this possible for almost anything: content creation, bookkeeping, graphic design, data entry, transcription, customer service, social media management, basic web design, all learnable to a functional level with free resources in 2 to 4 weeks of focused effort. Step 3. She gave value before asking for payment. This is the step that creates the most resistance because it feels like working for free. But it is not working for free. It is buying proof.
And proof, in a market where no one knows you yet, is worth more than any portfolio. The free work has a time limit and a clear objective. 1 month. If results show, payment begins. This is not charity, it is investment. Step 4. She used results to acquire more clients systematically. She did not wait for referrals. She went back to the same environment with evidence and repeated the process. Every new client made the next conversation easier. This is the compounding principle applied to reputation instead of money. Each client builds the credibility that makes the next client more likely. Step 5. She kept her costs at zero as long as possible. No office, no branding investment, no advertising, no equipment beyond what she already owned. Every naira earned in the early months was either saved or reinvested in skills, a paid course on Facebook ads, a better editing app. The businesses that survive early-stage scarcity are almost always the ones that resist the temptation to spend on appearances before revenue justifies it. What Adaeze did with her income. This is where the financial story matters. From her first month of earning, Adaeze put 30% of everything she earned directly into a piggyvest savings vault she called Foundation. It was untouchable. When people asked why she wasn't moving somewhere better or upgrading her lifestyle, and they asked repeatedly, she had a simple answer: I'm building. 2 years later, her foundation account had enough for a security deposit and first month on a small office space. She hired her first assistant. Her client base had grown to over 20 businesses. Her monthly income had grown to over 400,000 naira. She was 26. She had started with nothing. Literally nothing except a phone, free internet, a notebook, and a question. The question that changes everything. The question Adaeze asked herself, what problem can I solve for someone close enough to me to pay for it, is not a business school concept. It is not complicated, but it is the exact question most people who are waiting for opportunity never ask. They wait for a big idea, a lucky break, a relative to connect them, a system that will finally work in their favor. Adaeze built while waiting. She built with nothing, and that nothing became a foundation. You have what she had: a phone, access to free learning, eyes that can see problems around you, hands that can do something about them. The only question is whether you will ask what she asked and then actually do something about the answer. Nothing is not the end of the story. In the right hands, it is the beginning.
If this changed how you think about investing, hit that like button and subscribe.